Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dissecting Dance, Kicking It with Ren podcast, the podcast that opens up discussions about topics in dance. The goal of this podcast is to allow dancers and non-dancers alike to think about dance from new perspectives, as well as leaving room for discussion. Enjoy the show! Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dissecting Dance, Kicking It with Ren podcast. I am Ren, and guess what? We finally have a guest after forever. Carly.
Hello,
hi.
Ren.
Hi. How are you today?
I'm so excited to be here. I've never been on a podcast before.
You're going to be so good at it, I promise.
Thank you.
You'd make a great You'd make
that.
You'd make a great podcaster.
Thank you. It's one of my dreams.
I'm so glad. Okay. So, why are we here today?
Sorry.
Sorry. I was literally just going to re-ask the same question. What are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about competitive dance.
Yeah.
It's a hefty topic.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
So, as my audience knows, I have... Why am I looking at my computer? I have very... I'm looking at it like it's a camera.
It's not.
It's not. Yeah. But the audience knows I've never done competitive dance, ever.
That is still so shocking to me because, I know that about you.
Mm-hmm.
And I've known that about you since I met you. But that's crazy to me because I do come from a competitive dance background.
Uh-huh.
But I'll get more into that in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So so all that I know about, everything that I learned about competitive dance is from a very well-known reality show. And Carly's nodding.
The most iconic show, in my humble opinion.
Anyways.
I could just go off about quotes right now. Actually,
oh yeah, the show is iconic in its quotes.
Little fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in high school, I was drum major for the marching band, and I used to write an inspirational quote of the day on the whiteboard in the band room. And one day I just decided, I'm sick of inspiration. And I started writing a Dance Moms quote of the day on the board, and everybody loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So, to the point where if I was ever absent, one of my friends would just fill it in for me. It was great.
As they should.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you have any quotes in mind that...
Yeah. The first one that always pops into my head is, JoJo, have you learned nothing? But I also am a huge fan of quoting the entire Kelly and Abby get your finger out of my face fight.
Get your finger out of my face.
It's so good. It's
Girls,
so good.
out the room. Out the room.
Those legs are about as straight as Elton John is a really good one. That one's so funny to me. Oh my gosh. Becky Homeki.
Mm-hmm.
This show just has, I think, the best commentary, truthfully. I know it's reality TV,
Yeah.
but oh my gosh. Nothing gets me going more than a little drink fight in the middle of New Orleans in the streets.
I remember that.
So funny. Yeah. Wow. Dance Moms.
Yes. But that's all I know. So I want to really
Go into this.
I want to go into this. I want to know anything and everything.
Yeah.
Anything that you have experience with or everything.
Yeah.
I want to know everything.
I will tell you everything that I know because I can tell you that some of it is like Dance Moms.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of stories that I'm actually really excited to tell you because some of them were reality television worthy.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, a lot of my competition experience, I didn't compete every weekend like they did, so it was nowhere near as intense. But my experience was occasionally very similar to Dance Moms and then occasionally extremely boring. It was very slow during the season sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, we never won. I think we won once when I was on this team. I had won individually I'm so loud. I'm so sorry.
No, so I was adjusting mine.
Oh.
So, like,
I had won almost. I was a runner-up individually, like as a soloist. I did pretty well as a soloist, but we'll get
because
into
you're
that.
so talented.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I think at the time I really was. I'll get into that. Because I really did, like, I think I hit my peak as a dancer at probably age 15. But, you know, as one does in dance, by the time you're in your 20s, you're kind of ancient.
Mm-hmm.
So we're old.
We are, yep.
In dance years, we are old.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
oh my gosh, in like 10 years, dinosaur. We're fossilized. In 10 years, we're going to be fossilized. That's what it's like in dance. But,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay. So I would like to start out. My phone just vibrated. I would like to start out by giving a disclaimer for the audience because we're going to be sharing some experiences. Anyways, so I'm just going to read it out because I wrote a paragraph.
Good for you.
Okay. This podcast is about leading discussions about multiple aspects of the dance community. I would like to highlight to my audience that being a part of this community of dance enthusiasts means that we will listen openly to whatever is being shared. All experiences shared on this show are valid. Any retaliation pertaining to anything that Carly and I say will not be tolerated. If you are unable to respond in a meaningful way, that says more about you than it does us, and you are not welcome in this community.
Very well said.
I was so excited writing that paragraph, but it's true.
It's very powerful.
I mean, if you can't be open and like if you're going to be closed off about anything that anybody says, then you're not a good fit for my show because this show's about like learning and growing and developing.
Me tell you, as much as I talk, I do love to listen.
She does. I can attest.
Yeah.
We both talk and listen a lot.
We just have a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah.
About dance specifically.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of consumed our lives at this point, but you know, such is life.
Such is life, but we always have really good discussions. And
so true.
like all of our discussions that we've had have actually like it's not we've had fulfilling and
I'd even say healing.
They're
therapeutic.
Because we're all like, yeah, that butthead.
Yeah. Let me say it this way. We've never had a bad discussion.
Exactly. It's always been, yes. I don't know what
exactly
else
that, actually.
Yeah.
We'll just point at each other and nod. Like, you get it.
You get it. You understand.
That's very much what dance is like. I'm going to try and help you understand competition.
Okay.
From my point of view, at least.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I feel like you're smart enough to be able to like analyze it too.
Yeah.
And like because a lot of people aren't. A lot of people aren't able to truly dissect what their experience in that realm has looked like.
And I really like that you said that because my mom asked me a couple days ago. She was like, "Would you ever go back to competition?" And looking back, like if I would have been asked that question, because you can compete as an adult in some competitions. If I would have been asked that question like maybe 3 years ago, kind of right around the time when I really stopped competing, I would tell you no, I'd never go back. But looking back on it now, if I got to go back as an adult where you are like an apprentice and you're in charge of everything that you do, yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Except for when I lose, because then I'd have to be responsible for that entirely. And I don't want that.
I just want to win.
I just want to win. Me, fully grown adult, saying, I just want to win. Acting like that's all it's about. It's not.
No, competition dance, like, for me, it wouldn't have been a good fit anyways when I was a kid because I had very poor sportsmanship. Although I think I know you're probably going to go into this, but I feel like that is something that competition dance can teach you.
Dance Mom's core. Well, it either teaches you really good sportsmanship or you become like a little monster.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Should I give a little introduction, like background about me first before I say this next part?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm Carly.
Hi, Carly.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you, audience. Thank you, audience. I hope all of you said that with Ren, by the way.
Yes.
Okay. So I have been dancing for a full, like, completed 17 years. I did my first 7 years in a rec program where we didn't have competition dance. And then I did my next 8 years until I graduated high school at a private studio where there was competition dance. And then I've done my last 2 years at a university. But I didn't start competing until I was 11 years old. So that's part of why my experience is a little bit different than the Dance Moms girls, because I didn't start competing at age 4. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did my first competition when I was 11, but I don't think competition dance would have been fit for me, like a very little Carly, because I still hate to this day, I get very uncomfortable with auditions. Auditions scare me so bad. It's something I'm trying to get better about because I want them to be a positive experience, because, you know, I'm going to have to do a lot of those in the future.
Right.
But younger me really didn't like it, and younger me especially hated the workshops and conventions.
Oh, God.
Even though I didn't really do like a convention, we didn't call them that, at least. They were weekend workshops, and they were always in Williamsburg. And
Random.
always.
So
they
random.
were always in Williamsburg, and they really stressed me out as a kid. So I'm really glad that I don't do them anymore. I think I did my last one when I was like 17, which, it was one of the worst. But we were doing scholarship auditions, so it was okay. I knew I had to be there, and I was a little bit older, and I was like, okay, you know, lock in, Carly. You're going to be fine. You're just dramatic. But yeah, I hated conventions, and I hated doing the auditions. So little me would not have been ready for that. Yeah. So I get that.
Totally. Did you already say your point?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
I did say. My point was that younger me, not the sportsmanship problem, but
okay.
I was very, like, you don't tell me what to do, because if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it.
Gotcha.
I was a crier.
Oh, me too.
Like,
I cried over everything.
Yeah.
Someone gave me a correction and I would start crying.
yes, I was very sensitive. Not anymore. Now I'm like, well, that's your opinion.
Period.
Like, that's still sensitive. But I'm more lax with it now. I'm like, they're probably right. You should probably look in the mirror once in a while. No affirmations. Only corrections. Don't listen to that. Affirm yourself.
Be nice to yourself.
That is so true. Do not listen to what I said. I'm joking. Disclaimer, I'm joking.
Okay, I don't have my doc. Hey everyone, just wanted to let you know that I have an Instagram account now. My Instagram is Dissecting Dance with no punctuation, no spaces, no caps, none of that, just Dissecting Dance. You can follow me on Instagram there for the most recent updates on episode releases. Thanks everyone, now back to the show. Open. Okay. So here's my next question. Well, just so people can get to know you better. So, what are your favorite styles to compete in?
Oh, okay. I only competed a few of them because I came from a studio that did like one group dance and one solo like 3 times a year. So our group dances were like always either lyrical or musical theater. But I was for sure a jazz and tap dancer. That is what I loved to do. That's what all my solos were. I had one musical theater solo that was from the movie Burlesque.
Oh, cute.
Miss Christina Aguilera
Cute.
Buziana. Yeah. And I only ever did 3 solos. So it was like a jazzy musical theater, a more aggressive jazz, and then a tap solo. So those were my favorites.
Period.
Yeah.
Love to hear it. So when it comes to, so on Dance Moms,
Yes.
and we're always going to go back to that show because that is literally all I know.
Yeah, even if you're not a dancer, you know Dance Moms.
Oh, yeah. So on Dance Moms, and obviously I know, I am aware that nobody is doing like a new solo every week or whatever.
Yeah, those kids were crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy talented.
oh yeah. Like, it's impressive.
Yeah.
But my question to you is how do you get solos or like duets and trios, and how does that happen?
So at my studio, and I have no idea how this works at other studios, this is going to come across very cocky, and I don't mean for it to come across that way, but at my studio, I did 1 audition per year to reclaim my spot on the competitive dance team. And the auditions were always so much fun because they were people that I danced with already, and my teachers were the judges. So I always had a great time because I knew everybody in the room, and I really felt like I could be myself. So to audition for the team, you would go in and you'd all like learn the group dance together, or you'd learn combinations together, and then they'd split you up into 3 by your number, and you'd audition in groups of 3 or smaller, and that's how you would get like cast on the team. And then for solos, you would either be approached, or if one of your dance team members, like your fellow members, wanted to do like a duet or trio or something, the 2 or 3 of you could approach and ask. And for me, I did a lot of the approaching and asking because I got I came from a studio that was very like, we don't want to give a solo to a child who doesn't want the solo. They were
Right.
they did not pressure us to do things that we might not have been ready for yet. So I waited until I was almost 16 years old until I did my first solo. And we did a lot of, I don't know how the other girls did it, because everybody just had solos and I was only concerned with group dances. But when it came to me, my duos and solos were always like, I sat down with my dance teacher and I was like, can I have a solo? And she always said yes because she really liked me and she saw a lot of potential in me, and that I'm very grateful for. But for everyone else, I have no idea. I was very fortunate and blessed. I got handed things in competitive dance, and that is not,
As you should.
that's not how it is for everybody. So I recognize that I was very, I had those opportunities. And I also wasn't really afraid to ask because I was in a very comfortable environment.
Right. And I do want to point out that it's good to notice when these things are happening. And the way that I worded it just sounded bad when it's really not. Like, when you notice that you're having things handed to you, when you notice that you're receiving these opportunities, it's really, it's such a good skill
Yes.
to show gratitude, be grateful, and comprehend what you're getting versus what everyone else is getting.
Yes.
That's that's ultimately, it doesn't matter if, I mean, it was because of the potential, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah. Like,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Continue.
no, you're fine. I was just giving you a compliment.
Thank you.
No.
This is the part that's going to sound really cocky. I'm very much aware that I was a favorite, if not the favorite. Not because I was like the Maddie Ziegler, who, by the way, incredibly talented. This is not like meant as slander, but everybody who watches the show, like Dance Moms, even if you don't, like, Maddie Ziegler, the Maddie face. Like,
Yeah.
Maddie got a lot of opportunities. I'm nowhere near as talented as her. And, but I got a lot of that type of praise and was kind of like the face of my studio for a really long time because they were really proud of me. And I was really trying hard because that was right around the time that I became really serious about dance. And I really loved a lot of the people that I was dancing with, but they had at this point moved me into older classes. So I was dancing above my age group so that I could be at my appropriate level. And a lot of those girls were many years older than me. And, you know, there was a lot of tension in those classes because I know now, like looking back on it, they probably felt a little threatened by the fact that they had a 12-year-old in class with them and they're all 15. But I had the drive to be there.
Yeah.
And
you
some
worked
of
hard.
them were a little attitudinal about it, but that I understand. Like, I'm not going to hold a grudge, but I think that contributed to a lot of the backlash that I got from parents and fellow students in competitive dance. Because they gave me those opportunities because they trusted me to, you know, be grateful and to do well with them and to not take them for granted.
Yeah, so your favoritism was justified.
Oh, you're so right.
And I mean, the thing is, like, I know you. I know you well. I know that you work hard. You're very talented. So it's
do
like,
you.
thank you.
We're just two hardworking people.
Oh, yeah.
Just two really cool, hardworking dancers.
And that's what
sitting on the couch right now.
we're lounging out, talking. I mean, that's like that's like the important bit, right? Is that like you have the drive. You're a good person.
I try to be. I think that's very important in like a world like this. Things get hard. Really try hard to be kind. It's really important.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay. So I kind of want to save the drama for a little later.
We can save the drama. I've been saving this drama for years. Like, I think only my mom knows about it, but it's been so long that I'm totally ready to share.
Okay, great.
That's the juicy bit.
I was going to say some sort of like funny pun, but it didn't come out fast enough for it to work.
So sorry. I'm going to shut up.
No, it's not you. It's my brain. I promise.
Been there.
So I want you to walk me through the competition cycle. What does a typical season look like for you?
Okay. For my studio, this was really fun. We would have our auditions in like, oh my goodness, April? Maybe. It's been so long since I had to re-audition because eventually I did reach a point with them where they weren't doing auditions every year anymore because the teams got so small. We had enough people for 4 huge teams, and then we had 1 team by the time I left there, and there were like 6 of us.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, I'm probably miscalculating. So if I've left anybody out, that wasn't intentional. But maybe there were 9 of us. I think there were 9. Anyway, for us, we do like team auditions, like where are you gonna place? Because we had 2 beginner intermediate levels, and then we had an intermediate advanced, and then we had an advanced team. So you would audition in like the spring season, kind of honestly, like right after recital season. If you're doing like a dance recital with your studio, you'd audition pretty much the same week or the week after, maybe 2. So that was usually April and May for us. And you'd find out at the end of the week. So they'd give you like 7 to 10 business days, which is, I feel like,
That's fair.
that's good enough.
Yeah.
It's not like we were some massive, big, well-known studio. We weren't. So you audition, and then this was simultaneously my favorite and least favorite part. We would do workshops that were strictly for our studio. later in the year, like closer in September, like at the end of summer, we would go and do workshops with other studios, like for Dance Masters of America. That was what we would do. We were Chapter 17 members for Dance Masters of America.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was really fun sometimes. I love Dance Masters of America, but I got stressed out. That's not a reflection of them. That's what I was talking about earlier when I was like, I hated going to workshops.
Yeah.
Those ones were really stressful because I didn't like being with a lot of people that I didn't know, and I felt very intimidated because there were so many beautiful dancers there. But we did our own studio workshops in August, and it would be a week long of all the teams together in the studio from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and we were there Monday through Saturday. Well, yeah, it sounds like a lot, but the way our day was structured was like we'd have like warm-ups together, we'd do choreography, we'd do a strength and conditioning class, we'd have a break for like lunch, and then we'd play a bunch of games, team building and bonding exercises, which were always so much fun. And then we did things like a lot of trust falls and partnering work. We would set up obstacle courses in the hallways of the studio because we had a pretty big studio with multiple studio rooms. We'd set up obstacle courses and we'd partner up, and you'd have to lead your partner through it blindfolded. A lot of trust and teamwork and working together exercises, and that really helped strengthen us as a team. And then we'd do like more choreography, and then we'd break off and we'd get to do our own choreography because we always got to play like we used to play So You Think You Can Dance. That was always a big part of these workshops because usually we'd have 2 in the summer. So if this was your first workshop, you'd get assigned your So You Think You Can Dance like category of dance. Yeah. And then you'd get like an hour at the end of the day during the workshop to go work on it. And when you came back for the second workshop, you'd get to perform them, and we would be each other's judges, and we got to like raid the costume room and stuff like that. So they made it super fun for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun at just like our studio workshops. They were hard, and I was very tired and sore. I vividly remember going in like one day, I was probably 14, and the group that I was with, like competing with at the time, we had a discussion about how like our muscles were hurting so bad. Bless you. Ren sneezed. We had a conversation about our muscles hurting so bad that like some of us like couldn't get off the toilet. It was so funny. Like we did a lot of hard work, but they were so much fun. I remember being really tired, but I also remember, like, I look back on that now and I'm like, I miss that so much. So, yeah.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
It really was. Like, when you're with people, we both have experience working with people that, not that we don't necessarily get along with, but working with people who are either difficult or who are not the best types of people. And it's really difficult to work together when there's so many different attitudes,
personalities, and different levels of work ethic.
Yeah. Yeah. Without being too judgmental.
Yeah.
That's a very good way to word it. And I think our studio owner, she really tried to avoid that. And
that's good.
I like the team building, especially. That was so beneficial for us because, you know, we still had our little issues here and there, but I think she was able to get rid of a lot of potential issues by doing that. So
yeah, and that's really important to nip it in the bud.
Yeah. So workshop season, so much fun. And then my favorite time of year would roll around. In competition dance, for us, you would take your regular dance classes, like that you're going to perform for the recital in, and then you'd have separate classes specifically for the dances you were learning to compete.
Okay.
And so we would start that choreography during those summer workshops,
Bless you.
I was afraid that would happen. I just choked on nothing.
As you do.
As you do sometimes. During those workshops, we would learn our choreography, and we'd go back during the year. Like September and October would be like the first half of October. You're still learning that choreography. You're finishing it. You're polishing it off. Now it's your responsibility to remember it. Because closer to the end of October, we'd start to do like fun Halloween activities because we performed in many places during the fall and the winter. So we would always learn extra choreography to go perform around Halloween. So we would do flash mobs, which are so embarrassing to be a part of. When you're not that cool. When you're not that cool, it's mortifying. And we had this one dance that we did for so many years that it was like ancient at the studio. It was to the song Problem by Becky G from Hotel Transylvania. And we knew this choreography inside and out to the point where we could do song swaps. Like if you've ever seen the edits of Dance Moms where they swap the song.
Yep.
We did song swaps with this dance. And we did it every year for many years. We would perform at trunk or treats, like at church. And we did a lot of that around Halloween time. And then there's an Alzheimer's walk that takes place in Baltimore, in the city, like right by the harbor. We would be stationed at different areas during the walk because it always took place in October, and we would do the Halloween dances that we choreographed together as a team because they would give us time to do that in class too. And we would do that same monster dance.
I need to stop you. So, did you have to do that Halloween dance by yourself, or were you like with?
No, we were with other people.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, we were split up into groups, so we would learn those dances because like a dance like Problem. We would learn that in a massive group together. I'm talking all 4 teams in the room at the same time. There's 50 of us in one studio.
Right.
Which is a lot considering the size of the rooms we were working with. And then we would get split up into groups of 5 to 7 people, and then we'd be stationed at different parts of the walk. And then you were always split up with people that were also on your team because we had time in class to choreograph ourselves. And we did a lot of Calling All the Monsters, a lot of Thriller,
Period.
a lot of classic like Halloween type stuff. And I remember this one time we were doing the Alzheimer's walk, but it wasn't too close around Halloween, so we were gonna like do like I think we themed the theme for us for that particular performance was like disco. And then it got rained out by a nor'easter. And we couldn't do it, and it was so upsetting because we were dancing to like the Bee Gees, and we were using like ABBA, and it was going to be so fun, and then it never happened.
Boo.
Literally.
Boo.
So October is fun. October is a lot of fun, and even more fun, November and December, because now we're learning Christmas stuff. And sometimes we would start the Christmas dances in that summer workshop, and this is my favorite time of year. Whose isn't? Like, sorry if you have a bad time around the holidays, I'm sorry, but this was my favorite time of year as a dancer, because it was so much more fun. It's different than what you do in competition. There's no stakes, and we were also performing in retirement communities, so the older folk that were our audience, they just loved everything we did. So we did a lot of fun stuff and stuff that we couldn't put in competition. So we did kick lines.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would do kick lines. And really fun stuff. But I do remember this one year. You know how you go door to door if you're going to go caroling?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever done dance caroling?
No.
Well, I have.
Oh.
Precisely that. It's an experience, and I'll just leave it at that. It's exactly what you think it is. You go door to door and just like dance in people's front yards. Oh, it's so funny. And usually they're pretty shocked, and sometimes they're like, "Can you get off my lawn?" So Great times.
That's how you get rid of social anxiety.
Oh, it is great. It's great. Just head on. And
Oh,
then finally, like one of the last things that we'd do before like we get a break for the holidays was we would do parades. Now parades they can either be really fun or they can be miserable, because the parade choreography has to be doable for everybody from like age 9 to 18. And so it's the same 4 steps over and over again. It's like ride out, pas de bourrée, ride out. Like it's so skip, clap, step, hop, clap,
Kick, ball, change.
Kick, ball, change, pivot, turn. What do you know about a pivot
Jazz
turn?
square.
Yes, jazz square. Yes, so Ryan Evans core. Like jazz square all the way. And
oh yeah.
we would do parades, and parades were fun until you got to like halfway through and you're like on fire. Your lungs feel like they're on fire because you've been dancing the same steps for over an hour and you're only halfway through the parade and you can't stop. And it was always like our uniform for the parade was always our company leggings, because we did get warm-up suits. We were fancy. It was your company leggings and like tights underneath if you were gonna freeze. And like we always wore ugly sweaters and hats and gloves.
I love that.
It was really cute.
I love ugly sweaters.
For me, at this point in my career, my dance career, I said that to my physical therapist the other day and he laughed at me. He said, career? I said, you know how you say like your school career, your high school career, you know? And he was like,
because it's a career.
yeah. And he was like, no, I don't get that. Sorry, that was a side note. My dance career at this point, I was actively in my high school career. And I was in the same 2 parades every year for both dance and marching band. So I'd be at the front of the parade with my instrument in a marching band uniform, and I'd have to run around the second we would stop at the end of the parade for marching band. I'd tear that uniform off. I'm talking breakaway pants, like vroom, and all of a sudden I'm in a dance costume because I have to go to the back of the parade and dance. So I always had like a full team of people, depending on the order of the parade, that were ready with both uniforms for me. If I had to take one off and then give my instrument to somebody, or put one on and my instrument had to be handed to me. So that happened a lot. And I would spend a lot of my free time while waiting for the parade to start teaching my marching band friends the dance choreography in the parade.
Oh, totally.
I have videos of this like on my phone still. So parade season, the holidays, you break, whatever. And then February and March rolls around and that's when you actually compete. And then we stopped competing in April because then it's recital season for us. And then you get to do the whole process all over again.
Cute.
Auditions all the way through your last competition.
Cute. I find that so interesting.
Yeah, it's fun. Sometimes.
It seems like what's really cool about all that is like you're still dancing. Like you're keeping up. You know, you don't there is a break, but it's not like an extensive like you're always moving, and I love that for you.
Oh, it was so fun because a lot of the time I feel like there are certain dances that we would get bored with just because we'd had them for so long. Like Problem, I'm going to keep coming back to it because it's the only one I remember having for so long. But we did have another dance that was so baller, in my humble opinion. We loved this dance and we reused it for years to come, basically until that team of 9 people, when we still had 4 teams, until that team of 9 kind of dwindled into like nothing, and then we got a new team of 9 by the time it was like my last year there. We had dances that we loved so much that we never forgot anything that went into them, to the point where like if we needed a dance for some performance that we got to do last minute, they'd pull one of those 2 out and we'd go into class and they'd be like, okay, music on. And we loved that because I don't know how you feel. My least favorite part of dance is learning the choreography.
I think that I will say that for me, it depends on what the process looks like.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
So if, like, I've obviously, like, this isn't a space that I grew up in, but I was in a youth company. Like, I was in a dance company, but we were only doing, like, we really only did community engagement.
Okay.
So, like, we would, like, that company was spent preparing for show 1 in December, which was usually a variation of the Nutcracker, but we called it the Cracked Nut.
Yes!
Snaps to that. And then the second half of the year would be, like, another show. Usually it was just, like, a recital for the company, where we would just learn new dances and perform them. And then we would have a few weeks to focus on, like, class dances and such. Anyways.
That's so interesting, because that's, like, completely different than what I just described to you.
Yeah, and summers were always optional. Like, we were encouraged to dance over the summer, and I always did. Like, I usually would take advantage over the summer and dance.
Yeah.
But we never had to. Like, it would...
That's so nice. Our summers were required if you were a competitive dancer. Mm-hmm. At least a ballet technique class.
Yeah.
And I had a very out-of-body experience at, like, age 15 once, because I went from I was rapidly moving up at this point, because I was really hitting my stride in dance. And one year, like, end of year, dance year, I was taking my ballet and my ballet technique classes with the same teacher and her assistant, who was, like, my tap teacher. And the next month, literally when my summer classes started up, I was now taking class with the teaching assistant. Like, ooh. And she was, like, 5 years older than me, so we were now considered equals in this class, and that was
cute.
That was my first time, like, where I, like, sat back and was like, oh my gosh, this is, like, serious now. Like, Carly, you need to stop messing around, bro.
This is serious business.
Girl, lock in.
Lock in.
But yeah, we had to be there for summer, but that was okay. I had fun over the summer because it was a lot more relaxed, and I didn't have the pressure of school.
Right.
And I really felt like I did some of my best work over the summer. So, yeah. But dance recitals for us was, like, always a completely different... It's like a separate thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and we did them both at the same time, competition and recital.
Like, prepping for competition and recital.
Yeah,
we did the same, except without the competition part.
Yeah. But you still feel that split. It's weird. Like, we would have... I'd dance for competition classes, like, a couple hours a week, and then, like, the rest of the week is recital classes. Yeah. My technique classes, where I get to show mommy and daddy and everyone else who comes to my recital, like, what I've been doing all year. Like, I promise I haven't been, like, slacking off or effing around. I was doing something.
Things were happening. But to continue on with your question about, like, so I usually really like the choreographic process.
Yeah.
As long as there's, like, some sort of clear inspiration behind it.
Okay, yeah.
Like, if I can get really inspired by a concept,
I would agree with this.
Then I absolutely, yeah. Then yes. It's super fun. Like, you can see the passion coming through, and
yeah.
But if the process, like, but if you're not inspired, if you don't like the dance, or if you're not a huge fan of whoever's choreographing the dance, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Then the choreographic process is very stressful, because you're also putting all that pressure on yourself to pick everything up. And so I would say it really comes down to the person. It really comes down to the choreographer for me regarding that.
I would say I have, like, 3 different levels of experience with learning choreography. There's days where I'm, like, super inspired, like our friend Mara.
Yes.
Mara was my choreography.
Mara the Queen.
That was not English. Mara the Queen was my choreographer. Wow.
Good job.
Thank you. Mara the Queen was my choreographer for a piece that I did in school last semester. And that experience, not just because we're great friends and we laugh a lot when we're together, all three of us do, that experience was so healing for both her and I because it was exciting. Like choreography she's never done before and that I've never danced before, working together, and it was very inspiring. And then I have days where I'm like, I don't feel like I'm getting to dance. I feel like I'm having to dance.
Right.
I don't get to do this. I have to do this. And that's the wrong approach.
That's the difference.
Yeah, I don't want to feel ungrateful. And I had the studio owner say that to me once. She was like, you can't look at it like you have to dance. You have to look at it like you get to dance. And I don't really remember the context of that conversation, but I feel like it was
trademark it.
It was mildly upsetting to me because of the way it came out. I think I said to her, I feel like I have to dance instead of I get to dance. And she was like, you can't think like that. And I took it personally. I was like, oh no, something's wrong with me. But I have that. I have wonderful experience. And then I have days where I'm just like, can I just learn this through osmosis?
Yeah. Or
I'm done.
Can you just show me like a holographic version of the dance?
Can I just know it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That way I never have to sit in rehearsals again.
I think, and I love like rehearsing, going over the dance over and over and over again because I love feeling myself improve. And I like getting comfortable with the choreography. I hate when I have to first learn it because I don't like the discomfort.
Yeah,
and you have to learn.
I agree with that.
You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. We hear that a lot.
Yeah, that's a very common. And in order for me to overcome a lot of my struggles in dance, I had to feel uncomfortable. Like it's an obligation.
It's a rite of passage.
It is like
you have to be uncomfortable.
And if the thing is, and then you have to act like you're comfortable while being uncomfortable. Because if you look uncomfortable on stage, then the audience is going to like look at you like, oh, wow, that dancer looked. Yeah. I like to say that a lot of audience members are stupid in a way. But
wow.
in a way, right? When it comes to like conceptual dances.
Yeah.
When it
okay.
Let me be specific here.
Please do.
When it comes to conceptual dances, yeah, but anyone with an ability to read body language can look at a dancer and notice that there's a dancer that's uncomfortable.
Yes.
Or that they don't like the choreography or XYZ.
I've felt that way before. I've written papers for school because I'm getting a dance degree. Ren has a dance degree.
I do.
I have written papers for school where we have to like analyze a dance concert, or we have to talk about our feelings and how it made us feel and what did we get from the story. And I have flat out written as an audience member from my audience perspective, I feel like I'm stupid because I don't get it. So there are some, and that's me saying this as a dancer. So I completely understand where there are audiences where you have like those moments and you're just like, what did I just witness? I have those moments frequently.
Yep.
But at the same time, I feel like a lot of times with dance and just like the artistic entity of art, you just gotta take it for what it is. Sometimes it doesn't have to have a meaning. Sometimes it's just supposed to make you uncomfortable.
Yep.
And you know what? You have to move on. You sit with it. You're, hello. Hi there. You sit with it. You move on. And that's that.
I've had many dances where I've like sat in my seat and was like squirming through the entire thing. Not for any sort of like, not really to do with the dance, but that's a later discussion.
Yeah, I was gonna
you already know what I'm talking about.
I've seen this one at school. I've seen this one.
Yep.
And I remember sitting in the chair. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna stroke out. Like, and I'm being so serious. I thought I was gonna pass out. It was pitch black in the room. It was so hot. That's what I imagine being in like a sensory deprivation tank would be like. But I would freak out. I'm still very much aware of my surroundings, but the fact that I can't see them and I'm like, the room is the same temperature as my body is on the inside right now. I'm freaking out, dude. I don't But at the same time, is it wrong of me to be like, oh, I kind of love it? How'd you do that? That was so cool. How'd you do that? That's why dance is so fun. There's so much you can do with it. And I feel like sometimes when I'm trying to do my choreography, man, that freaks me out. I'm like, there's too much. What do I do? And then I get a block because there's too much.
Mm-hmm.
What a first world problem.
We love that though. Not the block part, but the
well, sometimes you need a block. Because then what you do next is like really cool.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's like saying that it's good for kids to get bored.
Yeah.
Because then it allows them to be creative and explore their surroundings, and
everyone who dances is just a bunch of 5-year-olds.
It really does feel like that sometimes.
It's very difficult sometimes to... I said this to my cousins the other day. It was last night. We were watching Marvel movies.
Period.
And I'm not a huge fan of the Thor movies. Mm-hmm. We were watching the second Thor movie, and the one scientist like never wears pants or whatever. And I looked at them and I was like, you know, as somebody who like wants a job where we like never wear pants, that's like kind of crazy. Like I kind of get that. He thinks better without his pants on because we don't really wear pants. Sometimes we do.
Sometimes we wear pants.
But like a lot of times it's tights and leotards.
Yeah.
Or shorts. Like we don't really wear pants. And I get that. Very
That's so
difficult
real.
to feel like a grown adult when I'm wearing a leotard and tights. Hair slicked back so tight I gave myself a facelift. Hairline receding. My forehead starts basically at the base of my neck.
Period.
I'm almost bald from dance. Y'all ever seen a competition bun?
Oh, that's...
I did lose my hat once. We had hats. Lost my hat once, and you didn't notice because of the way the stage was lit. It was pretty dark up top. Until our last pose, all 4 of us had to like tilt our heads down. And when I tilted my head down, yellow. Because I'm blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow top of the head. And everybody else had their black top hats on, and it was like, ah!
Brilliant.
I love competition DVDs. I don't have many of them. I have recital DVDs.
Yeah.
But competition DVDs? Wow, that's how old I am. I'm not that old. They don't even make competition DVDs anymore. They don't make recital DVDs anymore.
They really don't.
It's like a digital file now. I can't believe that.
That's like really stupid.
It really is. Like I want the tangible item.
Right.
So back when competition DVDs were a thing, I have like 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, what a treat.
What a treat. Yeah. Can't relate, but we had when I was at my studio, we had DVDs for like all the shows that we did. Well, all the 2 shows that we did.
Yes.
We
should have a watch party.
Can we please?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I have my DVDs.
I have all mine too. I just don't have a DVD player hooked up in my house. Like on one of the like community televisions.
Bro, we gotta keep talking so we can have a watch party.
We do. You say that like we're just gonna stop talking.
Let's just end the episode right here.
Yeah, we don't ever stop talking, but you're done.
Oh yeah, well,
sorry,
we
that
always...
was a little off topic.
No, this it still relates to competition. It's applicable. Anyways. Hey, this is a dance podcast, and we've been talking about dance this whole time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What was my next question for you? This is why I write things down.
Yeah, hold on. Let me crawl inside your brain real quick.
Okay, so you mentioned that you have your competition classes where you like, or you have classes for each dance, a class for each dance. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And is that once per week? Or
it depended. We started out, our competition classes were twice a week. And then by the time I was finishing up at that studio and aging out, they were once every other Saturday morning.
Ouch. Okay.
Yeah.
And then So when it came to competition dance, obviously you can't just join a team and not take any other classes.
That's so tea.
So what were the did you have any class requirements while you were competing?
Yes, very similar to kind of what we've had in college. You have to take a technique class, and preferably ballet. But if you're going to be a part of the team and the team is not trust, we were not doing a group ballet dance. It was advised that you take jazz or hip hop, and you didn't have to take tap. I think I was one of, and this group dwindled for sure. I was one of many at the time who did tap but didn't want to compete tap. I wanted to compete, I didn't care, but it wasn't like a huge thing for us to do tap in competition. And then there was like a group of 4 of us that were supposed to compete, and we learned this dance in 2019, and then boom, COVID.
Oh, yep.
So we never got to compete it. I have a video of it somewhere. It's on Vimeo. I could find it in the depths of Vimeo. But somewhere. We weren't required to take tap, but I was like, guys, join tap. Like, what are you doing? It's so much fun. But ballet, jazz, and that's pretty much it.
So it was mainly ballet. Like you mainly had to take one ballet class and everything was optional, and
Yeah.
people just took.
And if you were gonna compete, eventually they'd nudge you and they'd be like, you really should take ballet technique, because ballet was where you would learn your recital dances. Ballet technique was strictly a technique class. Ballet was a technique class, but then you'd save half the class to do choreography. Ballet technique was just technique.
Ooh, oh, that's smart.
Yes.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
20 out of 10. Huge fan.
Yeah, and I remember this one time at band camp. I can say that because I've been to band camp multiple times. I remember the summer of 2020, end of summer, closer to when, things are barely starting to open back up. You're allowed to go take a dance class at the start of the following year, where it's like 6 people in a giant room and everyone's masked and that type of stuff. My ballet teacher was teaching virtually, and we had somebody who was like supposed to stand in. It was like another ballet teacher, and like just monitor the class, make sure you were safe and everything, and actually doing what you're supposed to do. And no one else showed up for the class except for me, so I had a private with my ballet teacher.
Ooh.
And my ballet technique teacher, and she literally pulled a stool up right next to where I was at the bar just so she could sit and watch. She would she'd give me little corrections and stuff, and then at the end of the class she just like sighed and she just was like, I really love to watch you dance.
Aww.
You move beautifully. And I was like, oh my gosh, what? Thank you so much. I really enjoyed getting one-on-one feedback, because I felt like a lot of times in competition class, we had issues. There were some students where my corrections that I needed were on a smaller scale. Like, they're less likely to be noticed by a judge, whereas, a massive timing issue is going to be noticed by a judge. So I didn't get a lot of one-on-one feedback, not because I didn't need it. I did. But because my screw-ups were more subtle.
Yeah.
Because I got the big ticket item. I had the main concept of choreography and the dance pretty much from the beginning. And so I really appreciated those one-on-one technique classes, because I needed help, but sometimes you couldn't always get it in your regular classes.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. My brain just imploded on itself.
Yay, competition.
Yay, competition dance. I was just thinking about the requirements that I had. My requirements for my non-competitive company. When I first started, I started the company at around the same age that you were. I think I was 11 or 12 when I started doing the my company stuff.
Yeah.
And we our requirement was 2 ballet classes, 1 modern class.
We did not have modern. We might
Yep.
have. It was so not talked about that I didn't know we had modern until we were like, I was leaving. I didn't take
Oh yeah.
any modern until
I-
my very last
mhm.
year there, and it was only because I had college auditions coming up.
I was modern trained.
That's so different
yeah.
from what I had, because I was ballet and
mean-
jazz trained.
I mean, we had all the other stuff, and I'm saying had because we are different now. But we had all the styles. We had I don't know. I don't even know what we have now. So don't quote me on this. But I took jazz, I took ballet, I took modern, lyrical.
We did have that. We had lyrical.
Oh yeah.
Shoot, we had ballroom before we had modern. I took ballroom before I took
Oh!
modern. And it was only like a one-time like summer session.
Yeah.
So much fun though.
It is fun. I took a little bit of ballroom.
Like,
It
I
was
miss
so
when
fun.
studios just offered whatever.
Right.
Honestly.
just whatever. Like,
Yeah.
but ballet, modern, and jazz and lyrical, those were like the big classes that I took. We had other styles, but I just wasn't into them, so I didn't take them.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yes, totally. And just to give, and I'm just saying that to give some comparison.
Yeah.
Just to give people an idea on how our experiences are different.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyways, I want you to get it. I want to know, and I think we're going to leave.
Hello, audience. As you may have been able to tell from that fade out, that this is the end of part 1 of this episode. Part 2 is already out, so feel free to hop on over to the part 2 of this episode to continue to listen to this amazing conversation that I had with Carly. Thank you, everyone, and have a good one. Thank you for watching this episode of Dissecting Dance, Kicking It with Ren podcast. If you can hear the wonderful background music, those are water bottles. This is your sign that you should relax and drink some water. Anyways, a new episode will be uploaded every other Thursday. Thank you for watching.